Chapter 41. The next morning, Matt leaned against his truck in the visitor parking lot of Vista Ridge High School, watching the river of students stream past. He didn't expect to spot Harold Worth in the crowd. He'd considered going to the boys' house, but figured Kelly Worth would just get in the way. Better to catch Harold off guard. Kids were more honest when their parents weren't around. The first bell rang. Stragglers jogged toward the doors as Matt crossed the lot. Inside, he showed his badge at the security checkpoint to the guard and walked through without issue. Betty Jones, the principal's assistant, sat behind the counter. Matt recognized her from previous visits. "Miss Jones," he said with a nod. She looked up. "Agent Barry, back already?" He flashed his badge. "I need to speak with a student, Harold Worth." "Have a seat," she said, motioning to the chairs along the wall. "I'll see if we can find him." Matt sat, the plastic chair creaking under him. Principal Fogg appeared with a coffee mug in hand. He spotted Matt and walked over, offering a handshake. "Agent Barry, I figured we'd see you again. How's the case?" "Still moving," Matt said. "What brings you back?" "Harold Worth." Fogg nodded. "Big kid. Quiet. Keeps to himself." He turned to Miss Jones. "Have you found him yet?" She tapped her keyboard. "He wasn't in first period. I'm checking if anyone's seen him today." Fogg looked back at Matt. "Anything I should worry about?" "Just routine," Matt said evenly. Fogg didn't push. "Well, let me know if you need anything. Ms. Jones will take care of you." He gave Matt's hand another pump, then disappeared into the administration wing. Matt waited. He scrolled through emails, checked the time, and was about to make a call when Miss Jones returned with a clipboard. "I've checked with his teachers," she said. "No one's seen Harold." Out of options, Matt decided to look for Harold at his home. In the parking lot, he pulled out his phone and called Joe, who wanted to tag along, so Matt stopped to retrieve the lean detective. 20 minutes later, he pulled up outside Joe's house. "How's the shoulder?" Matt asked as Joe climbed into the passenger seat. Joe rotated his arm in a small circle, testing its range of motion. "Not bad," he replied, settling into the seat. "I'm sick of sitting in the house. Daytime television will rot your brain faster than a bullet." "At least your wife isn't trying to shoot you," Matt said, pulling away from the curb. Joe snorted. "I heard Jen's vanished." "According to Oberst, she's dropped off the face of the planet." "About Harold Worth," Matt said. "I had wanted to catch him outside the presence of his mother. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. If they're both home, I figure we try to separate them. What do you think?" "They both know we're looking at them by now," Joe said. Matt nodded. "There's not much we can do about that." Kelly Worth had changed her appearance since taking her driver license photograph. In the license photo, she had long blonde hair, girl next door, unremarkable. Now her hair was a vibrant copper red, cut in a stylish pixie that accentuated her high cheekbones and drew attention to her wide, intelligent eyes. She answered the door barefoot, wearing cut-off denim shorts that revealed toned legs and an orange tank top that clung to her curves. The kind of body that made guys look twice. "Can I help you?" she asked, one hand resting on the doorframe, the other on her hip. Something in her stance suggested she knew exactly what effect she had on people. Matt showed his badge. "Mrs. Worth, I'm Special Agent Matt Barry with the Texas Bureau of Investigation, and this is Detective Joe Foster with Vista Ridge PD." Her expression shifted with surprise, but there was no fear, no concern, just a slight widening of those green eyes. "Please, come in." She stepped back, sweeping her arm in invitation. The movement caused her tank top to pull tighter across her chest. Matt noticed she wore no bra, her nipples clearly outlined against the thin orange fabric. He forced his gaze to stay locked on her face. "How can I help two of Vista Ridge's finest?" "We'd like to speak to your son, Harold," Matt said. "So would I. The attendance office called this morning. Seems Harold didn't show up for first period. He was staying at a friend's house last night. He does that occasionally. I'm not happy about him cutting class." "Have you tried calling him?" Joe asked. "Goes straight to voicemail. His battery must have died. I noticed he left his charger here." She looked up at Matt through long lashes. "The police don't usually come looking for my son. What's going on?" "Just routine questions in an ongoing investigation. Routine questions that bring the TBI to my doorstep on a weekday morning? She cocked her head, a skeptical smile playing at the corners of her mouth. I may be just a single mom, but I'm not naive, Agent Barry. Do you own a 2011 Toyota Camry, Mrs. Worth? Matt asked, ignoring her comment. I do, and please call me Kelly. Mrs. Worth makes me feel ancient. Does Harold drive it? Matt continued, determined not to be thrown off course by her casual charm. On occasion. It's our only vehicle, so I tend to baby it. Teenage boys aren't exactly known for their careful driving. Is it here now? Joe interjected. In the garage. She nodded toward a door off the kitchen. Would you like to see it? If you don't mind, Matt said. I don't mind at all. Follow me, gentlemen. She led them through the kitchen toward the adjoining laundry room. She paused at the door to the garage, glancing back over her shoulder. I just had it detailed, actually, she said, reaching for the light switch. They have these different scents now. I went with new car smell, but there was also vanilla and something called ocean breeze. It's like having a brand new car when they finish. Joe leaned close to Matt. She's dicking with us. Matt said nothing, following Kelly into the garage. Kelly pressed the opener on the wall, and the garage door slid upward. Light flooded in, reflecting off the pristine, white surface of the Toyota Camry. Not a speck of dirt marred its freshly waxed exterior. Please, Kelly gestured toward the car with a smile that was half invitation, half challenge. Help yourselves. Joe stepped past her, pulling latex gloves from his pocket before opening the driver's door. He bent down, examining the interior carefully. Matt watched Kelly as Joe worked. Her posture remained relaxed, but her eyes tracked every movement Joe made with laser focus. Joe checked the back seat next, then moved to the trunk. Kelly followed, positioning herself beside him. Isn't that cool? She asked, pointing inside the trunk. Matt joined them, looking past Kelly's slender frame to what had caught her attention. I had it specially made, she continued, gesturing proudly. You can order them online. Fits perfectly. Throw whatever you want in there without worrying about making a mess on the carpet. A form-fitting plastic liner covered the entire trunk space, molded precisely to the contours, a neutral gray shade that matched the car's interior. The liner looked as pristine as the rest of the vehicle. Except for the protective insert, the trunk was completely empty. Not even a spare tire or emergency kit. Joe's eyes met Matt's, a silent exchange passing between them. Joe gave a subtle shrug that said, why not try? Matt turned back to Kelly, studying her face. Why the kids? Excuse me. Her brow furrowed in confusion, but her body remained perfectly still. Why the kids? Matt pressed. Was it to get back at the parents for screwing Andrew out of his share of the salvage business? The confusion on Kelly's face cleared almost instantly, replaced by something harder, colder, though her polite smile never wavered. She recovered with remarkable speed, as if she'd been waiting for this question all along. I don't know what you're talking about. Your suggestion is offensive. We have your vehicle on video when you dumped Black's body, Matt said, watching carefully for any reaction. A flicker, just the slightest tightening around the eyes, gone so quickly he might have imagined it. Nothing else betrayed her. I'm sure you're mistaken, she replied. The noose is closing, Matt said, stepping closer. It's only a matter of time now. You can help yourself by talking to us. Tell us where Harold is, and we'll all go to the station and sort this out. The temperature in the garage seemed to drop 10 degrees. Kelly's eyes, which had seemed so warm and inviting minutes earlier, now looked like chips of green ice. You're mistaken, she repeated. Also, at this point, I must insist that you direct any further questions to my attorney. She turned slightly, extending one arm toward the open garage door, all pretense of hospitality gone. You can leave this way. Back in the truck, Joe turned to Matt. Want to get a warrant for the vehicle and have the tech boys comb through it? It looks spotless, Matt said, feeling depressed. All it takes is one little spot, a hair or a splatter of blood that she missed, Joe reminded him. We can try, Matt said. But even as the words left his mouth, he had the sinking feeling they were already too late. Joe issued a BOLO for Harold Worth as soon as they left Kelly's house. It didn't take long to find Harold. Matt's phone rang at 3:17 p.m. "Barry," he answered. Joe's voice came through. "They found him. Louisville PD just called it in." Matt felt his pulse quicken. "Alive?" "Negative. Two fishermen spotted the body on the banks of Lake Louisville. I've got coordinates." Matt jotted down the location. "I'll pick you up in 20. The lake came into view. Squad cars from multiple jurisdictions lined the access road. Yellow crime scene tape fluttered in the breeze, marking off a section of the embankment next to the interstate. They badged their way through the perimeter. The body lay at the bottom of a gentle slope, partially obscured by tall grass. Crime scene techs worked methodically around it, photographing, measuring, collecting evidence. Matt and Joe picked their way carefully down the embankment. The smell hit them before they reached the bottom, the unmistakable odor of early decomposition. Harold Worth lay on his back, arms at his sides, legs straight. He was dressed in jeans and a Vista Ridge High School t-shirt. The most disturbing detail was the clear plastic bag, the kind used to roast turkeys, secured over his head with silver duct tape, wrapped tightly around his neck. "She suffocated him," Matt said. Joe stood slightly behind him, hands in his pockets. "Her own kid?" "She didn't want us talking to him." Matt studied the body, noting the bluish tint of the skin visible through the plastic, the way Harold's features were distorted beneath it. "How did she do it?" Joe wondered aloud. "He's a big kid." Matt stood, brushing dirt from his knees. "The same way she did the others, I'd guess." A patrol officer approached, clipboard in hand. "Who is he?" the officer asked. "Harold Worth," Matt replied. "Student at Vista Ridge High School." The officer's expression darkened. "That makes 5, doesn't it?" He shook his head. "This one's different," Matt said, his eyes returning to Harold's body. "Oh, how so?" the officer asked. Matt nudged a pebble with the toe of his shoe, watching it tumble down the slope. "This is a loose end."